Welcome, guys. I hope everyone have a great weekend behind it. So far, I'm thinking the low is in. We might see some sideways movement. Uh, I don't think we're gonna get lower than it is for now. Let's see how the week's gonna open up. And yeah, I'm still aiming. We're gonna go a little bit higher up, especially right now. How we hold the weekend, we didn't have some quite lower price action on it. We didn't broke on the bits that we was holding on Friday. Moving on the liquidity, we kind of get into the pocket that we are aiming on the sell sides, or we left on the wick to the downside. So far, grabbing that's all fine. We still can continue going higher up on it. Mm, Still can come a little bit lower to grab the high low, but I think we're gonna aim to go a little higher. There is some still resistance above us that we can grab. And from there, oh, no data. Awesome. Never mind. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna carry on over here. So the most important was the wall that we had on the low. We settled that hold the price for a while, and we went a little bit more sideways with that price action technically. Then we had the one above us was 400 bits. So happy to see that they decreased it quite quickly when we get close to it, and it didn't got hit. They didn't pull it all of it, so that's good. Below us, start to pile in. Let's see if that's gonna be the support, or we're gonna grab it coming back into it to retest the whole structure. And now we're gonna aim for the bearish retest of the price that we went from the uh, 113 and the one of 111. That's gonna be the resistance. That flip. Let's see if we're gonna do a little bit more sideways through the week, or we're gonna blast through it and get into the higher positions. Be fun. So far, I like the price action. I like that we didn't do some sketchy shit on the weekend. We didn't go all the way down to 171, 106 ish area that most of the people was talking about. So far, after even that high, I had already feeling that we might go a little bit more higher up to fill up the whole picking fair value gap what we left, and then just go and retest the whole bearish scenario above us or the resistance, right? That's the kind of the aim for me. Not much to say about it. There is not much change. We went a little bit into weak oversold area. We didn't go deep dive that quite heavily on it. Still fine. Still good for a bounce. I like that. And if someone's oh yeah, that's what I want to mention. If someone is looking at this bullshit index, I don't know if you remember, we used to have here one big S week to the 100%. That was just a glitch. CoinGlass was talking about it. I guess somewhere didn't save that, but I saw it that there was a glitch. To remove it, they changed that, and now it's only maximal on the 61 that we went into it. So even if you zoom in, there is no that big ass wick to 100%. So nothing to worry about it. We still aim to go a little bit more higher up. And to be honest with you, if you start to zoom in, but to turn around as well, cool. I like that. Let's see how high we're gonna get on it. So still for me, up it is. I don't think we're gonna get lower than 108 positions, and let's see if we're gonna hold the bids over here, or we're gonna bounce from them. That's the little bit the aim. Moving on, wicks really perfectly hit the 117 area, and then we bounce quite heavily to the downside before we close the market. Was quite interesting. I'm really wondering how it's gonna open up from tomorrow. So far, that was really nice, and even Dixie had a nice hit on the 98.85. So I was mentioning that as well. That's the first price that I want to see coming back to it, and then reverse. Hopefully, if not, there is one more that's 100, and I really don't want to go above that because that's gonna be a little bit more painful for the market, I guess. On top of that, Total 3, really nice react to the all-time high that I was talking about as well, and then bouncing back into the structure that we came back from it. So quite nice. If we start to hold that, then that means we might aim again to go higher. And then that means we still are in the continuation, right? Nothing been broken yet. We didn't even reach the lows. So far up it is. Gold might struggle a little bit right now if we start to fail above the 3,751. Let's see if we start to break that. If we're gonna hold it, then of course that's obvious, we're gonna go higher up. So far, if we start to break that, we're gonna get back into the previous structure and see if we're gonna do some sideways moves. That's what gold like to do. Instead of going and breaking shit, it's just going sideways for ages. So be aware, be prepared. I guess this is another TP area as well if you didn't take already most of it out. And then let's see how deep we're gonna get on it to refill the bags. So that's what I'm waiting for. And last and not least, oh, we're gonna have a CME gap below us, so that's gonna be interesting as well. Definitely, it's gonna be something like this. Price is already above 110, so yeah, gonna be a little bit more bigger. Let's see how that's gonna be play out. So something over there, we might see some price action below us if you're not gonna come back for it. Then dominance. Seriously, like how it started to bounce back from the previous structure. That's why I was aiming as well. Quite perfect as well. Retest bearishly. So hopefully right now we're going to have a continuation to the downside. That would be really lovely. Failing the 57 again, that's going to bring you deeper into the 57, 69-ish area. Because the rest been already tested, so there's not much to hold. You still can have a bounce, a little bit of 58-ish area. So either way, I'm aiming that we're going to have some more downside movement on it. That would be really nice. And so far it looks like if we start to hold this bearish retest, regaining that, we're gonna get back into the 60 area. See if we're gonna retest that, and then of course there is higher up as well, 62. But then eventually the market's gonna do some deep dive if we're gonna start to reach. So all means all good, all fine, and continuation it is. But now for the upside, in my opinion. So far, we start to see a flip into the position of the holdings. So the bulls are getting back into the area of pushing the price a little more higher up. We reverse on the point of control. We still been holding on the biggest volume that we've been trading around 109. So flipping that, that's technically aim to go higher up. And it's starting to get a little bit more thicker as well. Yes, there is some more gaps in between, but I don't think that's going to be an issue if we start to reach into that one. And if yes, then we start to go and deep dive on the bearish structure a little bit more. Let's see how that's going to be playing out. But so far, volume's getting in as well. That's nice to see. And technically, we've been squeezing, and right now, large caps are taking over a little bit. Stablecoins are deep diving. That's good. That's what we want. And now I'll start popping with shitcoins always first, and then large caps are gonna follow up. Stablecoin as well. On-chain. Sorry, stablecoin. On-chain is quite bottom out, and we start to face go a little bit more higher. I like that. Even the harmony as well is facing to go higher up. So either way, yes, there is some resistance above us, but that shouldn't be an issue. Hold on, regain. Let's see. So far, so good. That's the low. I'm taking it. I'm not even aiming. We're gonna go get into this area of the little bit of high leverage one and more or less 20x's. So we could still leave that behind as we did it over here. So let's see. Crypto flow index. Obviously, we had a really nice dump on all of the tokens. We've been quite below the neutral line, so that was my area of buying shitloads of it. Again, so not all of them. I didn't buy most of it, but still the biggest one, yeah. Hype for Bitcoin, AVAX and Injective. So yeah. Market as well. That was quite nice to see that we've been that quickly went to the below the neutral line. So technically as well, everything that's around minus 14-ish area. AI, NFT, DEXs, even meme coins already start to get close to it, are for grabbing. So if you look for any tokens, by all means, now is the chance to grab one of the lows on them. And if not, then wait for the high low and then take your piece. So far, so good. If the Dixie start to get close to the neutral line around the 10-ish area, then definitely the market is gonna switch and move quite quicker to the upside, and then we're gonna see the bigger flip on it. That's what I'm always happy to see. So far, so good. AVAX been quite strong holding actually. Well, the price action and together with hype been quite low. Hype been on minus 50%. So yeah, take it as this. And right now we are aiming to go higher up. Had a really nice bounce from him, but I guess that came with the NFTs as well. That been today, yesterday, or whatever. One of those days been quite hot. I saw that people been buying left and right of it, so this is what it is. Let's see. So far, so good. Now, move on. First thing. Really nice. We had a first, when we went to the downside, we had that wick over here that was a little bit iffy and nasty, but so far so good that we've been holding on the daily. As you can see, we've been building as well support below us, so that's as well another side that we might go a little bit higher, that we're holding the low, and we're not even aiming to go a little bit lower yet. Well, everything can change depending on the rejection of the bearish retest over here. Let's see how that's going to be playing out. But so far, so good on the 4 hour. I kind of like that how we've been holding it through the weekend. And as I'm mentioning, there is some little bit higher leverage liquidity below us. So grabbing that could be, but you need to be quick on that one. Use a wick and then continue. And so far, I'm not really aiming for that. Even for me, it's going to be better to do something like this, holding that as support and then aiming to go higher up. That's what I'm kind of aiming for right now and looking out for it for a confluence. So far, yeah, there is a little bit of resistance for the books as well. Small ones, not big ones, not even overlapping. So I'm not really worried about that. Let's see if we're gonna have one more to the upside. If you're gonna reach even all-time high. If not, then we might see some bigger movements on Bitcoin to the downside. Could be fun as well. I don't mind. But technically, so far, what we are doing is a little bit more extended price action as we did it over here. And it was one more higher up in the middle. So let's see if that's going to be the last one or if that's going to be the one more. Yeah, we're going to continue. By all means, I don't mind even both of them. So far on the daily, most of the coins, I've been looking at it today as well, just skimming through. Just watch out for it. Not really watch out, but prepare yourself. Because the daily been already quite overcooled. So we've been really bottoming out on the daily, and most of them have already hidden divergent bullish ones. So for me, that's kind of a sign that we are gonna push through some price in the next couple days or even weeks. Could be nice, but if you look at the pattern, every single time we bottom and we came back into the 60% line on the Wave Master, that was a reversal already. We was aiming to go higher. So by all means, take it as it is, but that's the takeaway on it so far. Weekly, it's gonna be a little bit more iffy close over here. So still, by all means, open up and we can wick into it and then coming back and then to the upside movement. All depends how the daily is gonna run today, right? How we're gonna close, but already here we see that we are starting to cool off a little bit more on the weekly. Cool to see. Yeah, so far it's still okay if we're gonna hold it around 1 or 10 on the weekly. daily is a little bit more important right now for me to look out for it and regain the 113 or coming back close to the 112-ish area. But still, this will be your resistance area that you're gonna be facing first. How we're gonna play it out, it could be like that, coming back, and then right. Let's see. Or doing a little bit more upside movement, right? Something like this. Could be, no matter what, it's still facing to go a little bit more higher. Because there is more liquidity to the upside than to the downside. I mean, more appealing liquidity as in 150 axis. Below us, we have a little bit more on 20 axis stuck on top of each other. So, yeah, technically still appealing to grab that. By all means, it doesn't need. And I'm still a little bit more on the side that max pain could be to the upside. Doesn't need to be well to the downside to lick everyone. Still can be moving quicker to the upside without most of the people in the trades, right? That could be as well. That's my takeaway. Anyhow, even 12 hours looks a little bit more appealing to me. On chain, that was quite nice. Well, cool. 20%. So that's good. Already 2 reversals, one trend change, and positive cash flow on it. Every single time we get that, that was quite nice run up. So we might see something like this kind of price action right over here. Going back into it, quick, and continuation. Text me. So still, for me, up it is. Bitcoin. There's not much to talk about it yet. Still on the same position that I've been talking about for a couple days, weeks, I guess already. I will build up a little bit more bigger short positions around this area if we get close to it. And I have a feeling that we might run out of the steam on Bitcoin because the ranges are as well smaller and they are not really like big enough to push the price action, I guess, so high. And we've been struggling over here around that 110-ish, 110-ish area. So I don't know. Feels weird. It feels odd, but I'm still gonna build up the positions. Even if you're gonna start to run even to 140 or 50, I don't care. Start to ladder in that one. Bit lower leverage, heavier in. Yeah, why not? I don't care. So, but that's my takeaway. All means you don't need to do exactly the same what I'm doing. I kind of full Bitcoin only preparing for a bear market. Can't wait for that shit. Okay. That's on the Bitcoin. I had a really nice weekend, to be honest with you. Had a low around the 40 area. Nice retest of Q3 again. Then coming back up September and holding on that one. Previous structure. That's technically already V bottom, right? On it. So yeah. That's gonna blast through it. And my next stop is gonna be around this 63 first. That's gonna be my second TP because the first one I took already over here. And right now I heavily add up to the position. And now I'm aiming for 63 and around the 70. Let's see. There is much more. There is a quite chunk of liquidity over here. Not heavy, but quite nice. And on the way up with a little bit of the gaps in between, but I do not care about that much about it. And I mean, there is not much down to the downside. So technically, if you want to say that, we took most of it. So far, we got a nice hold of the structure below us. Perfect. That's what we want. Right now, regaining 45-ish area. That's going to bring you to the next position, 58.7. And then I want to see flipping the week. Always as it gets, right? So, and on top of that as well, nice support below us, a little bit lower. Didn't reach it that quite, but yeah, Hype likes to front run some of the things. I don't. This time it didn't front run the fibs. As he was talking about it. But yeah, it hit it. So yeah, really nice. Right now, like I've been saying, flipping the 50, 58 is 6, and weekly it is. Really nice movement from the Tuesday. Yeah, Thursday. That's going to be 27-ish%. Cool. Awesome. And of course, per had a night blow off just because of the, I guess it's been just because of the NFTs that came out, because I saw that Twitter went ballistic about it and everyone was posting all of the pussies around. So really nice, cool stuff. Right now, I seriously want to hold it, because every single time we had those kind of explosive moves, like over here as well, we retrace from them. But now I want to hold it and flip and hold on some structure, because we've been quite going significantly lower, even below the double bottom over here where we settled, and we still, yeah, we went even lower than this structure over here. So that's been over here. Yeah, we went lower. So right now, I mean, technically, yes, we still can go even lower on that one. That doesn't need to say that we bottom on that. It is a little bit more riskier. Just remember that. So far, if you're gonna start to flip the, technically right now Q2, that's 0.20, yeah, 0.20. Sorry, Q3, 0.20, and hold that, then yeah, we might do some damage to the upside finally, and start to regain the previous structures. That could be really, really nice and juicy. But yeah, good stuff. Stuff on the hype. Now AVEX had a nice rundown. Technically with, yeah, I really don't like that we settled a new low on that one. Still, it's bullish because AVEX likes to do that kind of stuff. Let me split this off. So I have here a lot of shit. So AVEX likes to do that, right? High, higher high, higher low, and a lower low, and then we have a run up. So let's see if we start to do it again. That played quite nice so far, right? Obviously, high, higher high, higher low, and now twice, lower low. Let's see if we start to pick up and run it up. The most obvious and most structural hold that I want to see right now is to flip 29. That's the previous weekly. So flipping that area over here, so you start to do some RSI flip, but then the biggest RSI flip that I want to see is on the weekly. So far, I seriously want to see some more strength coming. But yeah, let's see if that's gonna be playing out. If not, then I'm aiming that we're gonna hold around the November or September area, the 25, 24-ish area. That low. But yeah, technically we still even go. But that all depends what Bitcoin's gonna do, how that's gonna behave, and how is the next week's gonna play out. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Not much coming in, but jobs opening and manufacturing numbers next week. That's what I want to make. So there's not much, but still something, right? So yeah, let's see how the AVAX gonna be playing out. I'm still buying it, like every single low. So that's good. Now let's do some damage to the upside and try to come close to 38, because that's my next aim for the high of it. Injective, that one is a little bit more iffy. I really want to see some more price action on it coming in and start to regain the, either way, September. So this, or of course the weekly, right? So one of those need to be regained in run-ups or higher up, because it's been a little bit more, I want to see struggling, but regain that RSI flip over here, the 17, it had some issues. Like AVEX did it already, and now I'm aiming a little bit more on injective. That's gonna have the run up, but let's see. So far, it's okay on the high time frame and didn't lose the major things below it. And I really don't want to get close below or around the $10 because there is every single thing has been tested to the downside, and that could scare out a little bit more if you're gonna get close to May-ish area. But so far, let's see, still okay. It's still good. I like the local price action. I like the hold, like on most of them. Been a little bit sideways, but it's still creating higher high and higher lows, technically. So fine. All Gucci on that one. Yeah, that little bit more bigger overlapping pocket below us. Resistance, of course. How is the liquidity doing? Doesn't show that much on the always on the injectives. All good. Next one, Solana. That had a really nice. Oh yeah, it still broke. I didn't think it will broke the previous higher low, but all right, still fine, still good, still in the uptrend as it gets. Still in the uptrend. Didn't broke the high time frame. That's good. Locally, yeah, it settled a new low, but it regained and we're holding on the support. So technically, right now, this is your aim, right? Holding that still continues, and it have Solana have a little bit more better structure to the downside. So I like those structure over here to regain because that's gonna be a little bit more easier for it to go higher up, and the fair value gap that's gonna skyrocket it to the February and December level to flip that. So that's gonna be good. So far, so good. And us flipping them again 209 and aiming for 240. That's the aim to go higher up. And of course, after that is the only one what's left is 295. If we start to regain the February, right? And creating new high. That's your aim for the next biggest TP, I guess. So yeah, that's nice on Solana. I like that flip. I like that hold. As easy as it gets. Didn't expect ETH going that deep. It came into the pocket that I've been mentioning last week, but between the 3.9 and 3.7. So that was a quite nice. Yeah, not much left. Even went through that fucking gap. So, nice. But yeah, after all of that liquidity grab, of course, another one. So technically a V bottom, holding that, aiming to get close for a 1. Yeah, for a 1.8-ish area. Flipping that, that's gonna bring you a little bit more higher up to grab all of that juicy shit over here. So EFF as well, a little bit more easier run up to get close to the weekly, and I guess most of the coins gonna get to it and then retrace, something like that, right? Because we didn't even retest once last weekend weekly open. So most of that gonna happening next week, I guess. But so far, so good on that one as well. Really nice V bottom, and there is no need to go lower for it. I mean, yeah, of course, price can be pushed if someone wants that. So far, I like this pocket over here. Yes. Okay. Still didn't retrace. Nice. So yeah, so far that's quite on most of the coins. You see that holding in the previous structure. So the weekend was quite nice. It had a feeling we're gonna get some sketchy price action or gonna do some major pain on it, but it was quite fun and quite nice. The market for a change. Most of them holding the previous structure from the previous week. So even that on Friday, what you settled down. So yeah, quite good, quite nice. Oh, this gonna blast through it. Yeah. So what are those shitties are doing? Power. Oh, nice. Yeah, try to hold on that. I do something like this. Right. Nice. I don't think it's gonna come back into the 0.7-ish area. That was a nice run up. Yeah, let's see. 102.8. Yeah, that would be nice. Going back into that. Retesting. The flip. Structure. Is there anything? Ah, there you have it. But yeah, by all means, it still could go a little bit lower, right? Still quite relevant and new. So nice. Nice hold. Full structure. 102. Yeah. It even could come back into this area. But yeah, holding this, that would be really nice. And fucking god, I guess this is as well almost into the stupid flip. So yeah, really nice one. That one. And what does this do? Oh, that's a nice one. But yeah, it settled new low. But I guess we're gonna see something like this, right? On it. Guess that's gonna be a little bit more obvious. If that's gonna, I don't think it's gonna do that for long like that. But something like this, because right now what you're doing is high, lower, lower, lower. So let's see if the next one's gonna be as well lower as the last one, and then pass through, right? That could be. Yeah, really nice. I don't think this will get close to this. Definitely not. Still aiming to holding this area. If we start to lose the low, coming back into the structure, that's what I'm aiming to get close to it. And that's going to be a nice buy on it. Or even ladder into that. But yeah, so far it looks like it wants to do. Right? Quite obvious. That's going to make some upside momentum as well. Yeah. Really nice. Let's see. What's this doing? Fuck that shit. Oh, look at that. IQ. When did I draw that? It fits perfectly as well. Let's see if that's going to be the blast through. I don't know what's happened over here. That's a nice run up. Nice to see. Is there anything else interesting? Oh, fucking hell. Is still alive? Jesus. Not much. Not much going up. Oh, look at that. Start to, oh, they pulled it. There was a nice wall here above it. Start to play around. Yeah, nice hold. Let's see if we're gonna get grab the 110. Anyhow, is there anything else, guys, that you want for me to look at it? Any coins? And oh yeah, that's what I want to mention. I have a feeling, I don't think that's wrong as well, that Link will do one of those bigger moves, right? So we're gonna blast through this. I'm gonna do one more, as it always does, and front run a little bit more everything. Let's see. I don't know, I have a feeling that that's gonna play out a little bit. every single low what it settled. We had nice this movement. Could be quite wrong about it. So far, looks like. Have a good one, Lens B. Say hi for me. Drive safe, mate. Drive safe. Oh yeah, link at 29 will be quite nice. At the resistance. That is not gonna even hold. Yeah. Exactly. Say hi from us. Mm. Nice. Daily looks really nice on the oscillators, so I like that. On most of the coins, I guess on all of them. Guy. Picking the board on it. Cool. Oh wait. Huh? Are you? Really? Nice. uh, 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 uh. How are the numbers right now on the board? That one. Hello, rhubarb. Okay. Decent. Yeah. Um. So far, it is still aiming to. I mean, for you, it doesn't matter because it's on the bot, so that it doesn't mean much. But still, right? This is kind of the play that you are aiming. If you start to hold the low, if you settle a new low, that's obviously gonna go different way. But then kind of look to start to break something to the upside. There is quite a lot happening right now, and it built quite heavily of liquidations above it. So yeah, and it's aiming to get that. So I like that. I like that hold, that double bottom over here. Right now, you start to aim to get closer to 0.05 and then aim to get close to 0.06, right? So those are the two main resistance what you are aiming for. And I'm kind of, because I was aiming for that token as well, to do this kind of move, right? The fucking big ass extended triangle and blast through it and get into this even. It doesn't need to go that high, but only to that one to retest that berry structure over here. Why? Because that's already fucking 4.5x. So yeah. Oh yeah. So far, this is the play, right? Technically, I mean, if you want to trade that manually, then yes, this is fucking valid. So if you're gonna take that, then that's 40% of the move. That's freaking good on the leverage. So by all means, yeah. But still, that's a little bit more downsizing, right? It's still moving, breaking the lows. Technically, it's right now holding the high time frame low, but that's the only one that you hold. There is not much else that you're gonna hold below this area. So this is the play right now. Looking by on the oscillator, aiming to go higher. And I like that. I like the daily even better. Right? 12 hours obviously, but that's how it plays out. 1 hour, gonna be quite, yeah. But anyhow, this is what I will aim for. And obviously, right? So yeah. Oh, look at that. I like, oh, for fucking, why they are pulling that quick? It was 700 bits over here. Here, there it is. Nice. Nice. Fuck yeah. And they pulled it. Nice. So yeah, but this is the play that I will look for. And I mean, 40%, I will take that, right? Even to retest the bearish one, fuck it. And then short the shit out of it. I'll start to regain anything above the 0.06, then we might start to change the structure or blast through it. But there is potential for it, a lot. And yeah, there's nothing below us, of course. So yeah, that's what I will look for. And of course, cash flow as well starts to get positive quite heavily as well near to the neutral line. So if you start to see the flip on it, so I'm guessing that's going to come back over here, right? So yeah, there's potential for it. 40x at least. I'm taking it. Mm, fat. That's have it on the list of it. Casper. Casper. Hey, Casper the ghost. Why I see all those patterns. Okay. So far. Mm, I okay. I like this. So we're holding on this structure and not one below. So on the B bottom over here, we are holding it so far. And you don't want to lose back 0.54. So far, you need to hold it. Casper the Ghost. I mean, that's the most known Casper name, right? I guess. I know it's with a C, but it's still as one of the known ones from the childhood, right? I'm sorry. Didn't want to say something wrong. Thing is, same as I guess most of those coins, right? You add that grind to the downside, but you're holding the low, and that's what I like on it because that's the obvious we're gonna blast through. If you're not gonna grab the V bottom, you're gonna blast through the upside, right? On the side, why? Because there is shitloads of liquidity. Even not switching the mom, you can see that straight. In this biggest pocket, if they're not gonna take it, don't know what they're doing. But it should 20%, and even you're aiming for 50 to regain the previous high, not the prime high. That's on this 0.93. But then things start to change if you're gonna do that. So why I do like this structure? Look back. What did we do? Right? It's been a little bit more aggressive, but yeah, we used to do that before we had this massive blast of the fucking heads, right? So over here, same thing, right? It does over and over and over and over again. So Fed is quite known for that. By all means, I will bet it. Holding this, right? 0.54. If that's your low, keep your stop loss as tight as possible. There it is. What you aim. Technically, I would say this. Bearish retest, right? 1x. Enough? Fine. I like that. I seriously like that. So yeah. But then locally, what you are aiming for so far, holding this as you do. That's a really nice tight hold even. Perfect. And right now you want to regain this. Regaining this flip, what you just did, you're aiming to get close to 0.5. So right now, kind of ish want to see this kind of price action, right? Turn around. So exact the same thing, but then to the upside. That's what I want to see. Does it make sense, Casper? You like that? Antivirus did. Oh yeah, shit. We used to have that as well, Casper. Yeah, that's true. And let's see. Resistance. They are bashing through it. Start to fail. That means after the high, right? Settle a pullback. Fail. Retest. There it is. Right? If we start to having a pullback, that means start to do this. So nice. Cool stuff. That. Maybe I should dive it in a little bit more on that one. One is doing nice blast of the fucking liquidity, I guess. What's left over? 35%. Oh, close above here. Close above here. I'm happy about per hour. Anything else? Just one token I want. Like a shitty one. Where is? Okay. Anything else, guys? Do you want to look at it? Or maybe you have a question. It is. Tell me something, guys. How do you feel about the market? About the next week? For the price action? So yeah, so far, like I've been saying, weekly is iffy. Short term, but on Bitcoin or around the market, you mean? Short term bullish. Everything. Boy, you aiming for a big dump. Short term bullish, long term bullish. Okay. Preparing for it. I mean, yeah, on Bitcoin, I'm preparing myself as well a little bit more for the bigger retracement. And next to that one, I'm aiming to build a position for the bear market. So yeah, if you're gonna have that one even, but that still could take right from here to somewhere like even here positioning. If that's gonna be blasting through that, I'm gonna start adding up to it. I don't care, but somehow it feels like we might see it coming. It's gonna be the last one. So technically, we still didn't get that stupid fib over here, right? Didn't reach it. We came back for the low. So technically, that's a little bit more bullish as well for me to go a little bit more higher up. But then eventually you have this. So I'm guessing, well, we're gonna do the third one, all-time high on the weekly. And that's gonna be around this 29-ish maybe area or 28-ish. the second call price that I've been calling next to 25. So let's see. Uh, uh, I would not pay attention that heavily on the divergence on the high time frame, because that can play out for not even weeks but months or even a year. So longer correction alts, I don't think they are making it easy for us. I mean, are they making it easy for us? so so far, where is it? So, oh, okay, wait. All right. So the thing is, the whole market is focusing on this, right? But technically, right now, even from the high that we used to have, we did the bearish retest, right? So if you look at it on the high time frame scheme, you're doing the bearish retest of this structure, right? If you can call this a structure at all. But so far, in the meanwhile, we had those bigger dumps, right? Same over here and one in the meanwhile. But if you look at it on high time frame scheme, we didn't even break anything yet. What do we do now is technically this, right? If let me visualize it like that for you. So yeah, we could have that retracement all of the way to do this, right? Because if this is structure, high, 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 low, we broke that on the locally, but not on the high time frame scheme, right? So yeah, possible. We could do that and then have a bigger failure, or start to do this low and then do the bigger one, right? Could be. Could play quite both ways either way. There's not much to go by us in history, because we didn't do it exact the same thing over and over every single market. Because right now, like you see over here, what we are doing is extending move of this constantly, right? And we didn't used to do that. Like, yeah, over here you can argue, then we had blow off, right? Over here maybe, but that's not on the higher scheme like we used to do it right now. So technically, we still aim to go higher. To right now, if you start to turn around, that's the aim, right? So higher up on the dominance. Uh, Eventually, that still could change, because when you start to zoom in, right, what you're doing, uh, still that's the low, and we just create only a high. So right now, we need to settle we don't need to do shit, but in the perfect scenario, you need to have this to have a continuation or any kind sort of continuations, right? That's the aim. So far, we are hitting bearish resistance over here. We aim for a retrace over here. That means continuation. That to fail means as well continuation, but then to the downside, right? Makes sense? I hope so. So far, that's a little bit what we are doing. And yeah, of course, it still can turn around, vice versa. But right now, I'm taking it a little bit more day by day and much more a weekly point of view than aiming for the sky and thinking we're gonna do 250 k or whatever on Bitcoin. So Would be nice to have that, of course. Don't get me wrong. I would like to be wrong and that we're gonna blast 100k to the upside. But is it something that we will do? Sure yet. That's when I'm gonna have a confirmation we're gonna do that. If we start to do this. So if you want to see any bigger price that Bitcoin's gonna create, we're doing, then two things need to happen. We start to do this, right? Some big ass freaking range to the downside, and then blasting through as crazy as it gets, right? Then 20x candle, or a little bit more realistic, getting into the high, coming back, and then starting to do this, right? Uptrending. But then, of course, alts would not be lucky and not maybe seeing that as a positive price, but okay, I was kind of like looking at it, and they've been fighting this price action. This is the 700 Bitcoin, right? Below this price. But they've been switching from up and down constantly. And right now, technically, they start to hold. Let's see if we're going to push lower, but that's not often seen that we're going to get 700 Bitcoin below us to hold or maybe push it lower. Let's see. But they quite flip around. Once they pull it upside, once they down. So, but yeah, anyhow, I'm flip-flopping a little bit left and right. It's Sunday. But this is kind of the aim that I'm looking at. And then, like I said, I'm taking day by day. So far, I'm okay. So I saw the post of Max. He kind of is right about it. On the high time screen, what we are doing right now, right? Buy every single low that the Bitcoin is going into it, right? And then start to worry when the Bitcoin is going to be around this area for a pullback and a bigger failure, right? So far, this is what you're doing, right? Same thing as dominance. Same way, same upside price action, right? So, still we're not going to lose the bigger time frame around a 79 area, starting with, of course, 99 and getting below the 100k as the new low. Then I start to flip much more heavily to the bearish side. So far, I'm gonna build a position on the resistance side and see how high we're gonna get on that one, and if that's gonna break anything to the downside, right? That's my little bit more takeaway. And then, of course, if I start to buy this and the price comes over here, then that's already my second confirmation to go, of course, heavier when we're gonna get close to it. So then you start to see it. But that's weeks, months play. Makes sense? It hopefully. Just if longer wave 4 correction. Oh, those ones. Yeah, kind of agree. Let's see. It's quite interesting as well to see how high we're gonna get. So far, there need to be a time that Bitcoin is gonna be quite weak. Try to do the side move. I rather do even the side a little bit more. So, right, getting not even you get all-time high or not, doesn't matter. Going back, holding it, and doing something like this. And then start to do lower one, and then slowly start to turn around. That will give alts quite a nice push, and Bitcoin can turn around, right? I would like to see that much more than upside move for now for Bitcoin. And to be honest with you, a range of 20K, that's not really that crazy. Or even more, sorry, a little bit more than that. Not that crazy for Bitcoin. But it will be quite good for alts, at least, right? That's what we want, because that's the next upcoming movement, if we ever gonna get that. So far, yeah. Let's see. We are still. That's what I mean. We are fighting this. Look at that. They are flip flopping. This is 700 twice. This is 700 twice. Was holding so far. Let's see if we're gonna push it to the downside to get 109. And if they start to revoke that, go higher up for this. But that's 400. Yeah, 400 ish. By 700, over 700. This is 307. Oh, yeah. So far, we could have a pullback, but it is a higher one. And that's a nice one of it as well. So what does that mean? Locally. Look at that. Nice close. I like that. 4 hour. That's as well higher close. Perfect. What do you expect next? Going back into the lows, wrapping that, or even keep diving more. Up you go. Right? So far, what you've been doing, technically, is not much to say. Would be funny if we're gonna wipe all of it and we're gonna go straight to 1.6. That'll be fun. Still possible, but are we gonna do it? So far, we're flipping a little bit more positive, bullish about it, retesting the bearish position over here. So the aim is 111. Next step, and see if we're gonna regain that resistance, aiming for 113, and then stepwise to go higher up. So far, is what it is. I like it. Hype. Well, we're like that one. I think AVAX started waking up. Awesome. Yeah. Remember, guys, it's Sunday for the weekly open. Know what that means? We're coming back into the market. Volatility. It will be as well high, so aware. And so far, every single time, I really like how the Sundays are playing out. See? Up movement into resistance, coming back, holding lows. Bang on. Nice. Sunday before, up movement, failing and holding, regaining the low, up movement. So yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff. So anything else, my lovely people? Oh, that's you, Pivot First Class. You respond to my meme. Yeah, it was a meme. I don't think it's a disaster, but it's a meme. Don't get that get to you. But it could do some potentials, yeah. So it had a nice start already. Let's see how deep we're gonna go. What's that? So-called hyper killer. Oh, okay. Fuck, I didn't see that. Mm, 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 mm. But yeah, guys, I guess that's gonna be all for this Sunday. Nice run up. I like the 4-hour close previously. Now let's see how we're gonna close the day on it. Would be nice to close the day off even 109. Then we're gonna have this step off, aim, and back. Off you go. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bounce. Have a student. Second. Have some coffee. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I will see you on the flip side Wednesday, I guess. See how that's gonna play out. And be aware there are numbers coming into the market. It's gonna be a little bit more volatile week. Little bit, not much. This not major something, but so far we are aiming to grab the liquidity to the upside. There are some gaps. We might even not do it like we used to do it in one go, but grind it to the upside and then start to do something like that. All possible. There is still some stuff to grab to the upside. Not really aiming to get lower than 108. If that's gonna be the issue, then fine. We're gonna grab the last over, and that's gonna be the freaking obvious one, even that we're gonna turn around, even if it's not gonna be a V bottom, but any kind of liquidity grab, deeper dive into that. So yeah, that's fine. And then we might start to break some high time. So far, it looks like we might recover. It might be a fake out for the weekend as well. Grab some longs into the weekly open. But overall, it looks quite good. I like the VIX, but we are aiming to get around 14, 15 as well. So far, we're not gonna regain the 17 and 19. We're not gonna do this. That's good. That's perfect. We want that. Let's see how we're gonna open up in a couple hours. And after that, just look out for the dominance. That's your aim and the goal and us information right now. If we start to break, get close to 57-ish, then we start to settle new low on that one. That's perfect. We have a control. But to break to the upside, if we regain 60, then deeper pullback is gonna be right. So that's your takeaway. But so far, it plays out. It really respects the structure. So keep that in as we get. So we had a really nice bounce off from 59. Let's see if we can keep that. But yeah, interesting stuff. And let's see if we're gonna have even the CME gap this week. Because we didn't have it in 2-3 weeks after that major one over here. Let's see. It's gonna be a small one. Nothing major, nothing interesting. But I would like to see it below the price instead above. So it would be nice. I guess that's all so far. Keep it nice, keep it simple, don't overthink, don't overtrade, and structure and price is the so far so good. Let's see how the week's gonna bring us. Anyhow, take care. See you on the flip side. Love you all. Bye.